Tonight on Live Underground, it's Paper Lions. They do the pop rock thing, and they hail from Belfast, PEI. We're going to be able to check them out very shortly, in just a couple of days here in town. And John from Paper Lions joins me on the phone. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. You guys have been busy on a tour, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But one thing I wanted to touch on first was early on in the career, you guys had a little bit of a different band name, and about 4 years ago or so, you decided to go with Paper Lions. Why the switch?
We were just kids when we started, never thinking that we would be together for as long as we have been. We never even thought of, approaching music as a lifelong endeavor. And it just seemed like month after month we continued to be a musical entity. And one of the things, when you're a kid, we were 16, 17, 18 when we started, with that sort of mentality in mind I was referencing earlier, that's kind of how we chose a band name. We weren't thinking, this is a name that we want to represent the music we're creating. This is a name that we want to make sure we're comfortable with in 20 years. And so we settled on a name that sort of really misrepresented the music that we certainly made as we dove headfirst into our career, but as well, it was kind of a funny name, and the humor just sort of wore off over the years. So about 4 years in, there was a pretty organic change happening within the band as far as our approach to making music and just kind of our philosophy on music itself as a whole. And so it seemed like a great time to change the name to, represent the changes that were already happening within the band.
Where did Paper Lions come from? Is there a story behind that?
Originally, we loved the name Lions Club. I don't quite remember how we came up with it, but when we were going to change, we thought, this is an interesting name. We really like how it sounds, how it feels, the kind of music we imagine that a band named Lions Club would be making. However, we discovered that not only could we be sued, by the Lions Club International, but by individual Lions Clubs all over the world. So we put the brakes on that. But in the meantime, we had a designer coming up with lion-themed logos, which got us on this lion kick. So we just started pairing words. And when we came up with the name Paper Lions, we liked the way it sounded, the way it felt. It felt like it was a true representation of the music we were making.
Now, with the tour you've been doing, I read you're doing something kind of cool. You're bringing some home-cooking maritime seafood on the tour with you?
Yeah, that's right. We've been doing these oyster parties in all the towns at the shows, as well as shucking them at the shows themselves. And it's been a lot of fun for us, as far as approaching a tour a little differently. Giving people a bit of a reason to connect before and after the show, as well as just changing things up for us, kind of keeping things fresh. It's been pretty fun.
Well, usually when you go and see a band, they might have like some pub food like nachos or pepperoni or something. But the idea of oysters gives it that nice ritzy, like you're in a really big kind of fancy sort of show.
Yeah, there you go. It's the 1950s cocktail hour all over again.
Exactly. And we're going to get a chance to check you out this coming Saturday at the Seahorse. Bringing the oysters with?
Yeah, that's right. We will have them with us.
Oh, very cool. We'll have to sample that. So what can we expect from your show at the Seahorse on Saturday?
One of the things we've been doing this fall, which we're really excited to bring to Halifax, is above and beyond the oysters. We've been writing a lot of new material for the new record, which we are jumping into the studio shortly after this weekend, within the next couple of months. And so there'll be 6 or 7 new songs that we'll be debuting for our Haligonian fans.
Oh, so we get a treat. We get to hear it first before everybody else?
There will be one new song. The other 6 we have been playing all fall, but there's one song we just finished this week, which will be debuting Saturday night in Halifax.
Very cool. Well, looking forward to that. We're going to get to a song from you guys now. It is Stay Here for a While from Paper Lions on Live 105's Live Underground.